out to the people in the crowd, man. We love y'all, man.
Hey, welcome to the Grooming Chair podcast, the podcast where we explore the intersection of barbering, culture, and technology. In this episode, we're going to dive into barbershop ethics. So I'm your host, Tahoeinthemorningg, with my boy, Mr.
Ben Graham.
Okay. Why did you say it like that?
I don't know, man. I caught it right on point, too.
Right on point, man. All right. So, yeah, we're going to dive into the evolution of the barbershop ethics. And, we're going to get right into it. Barbershop culture, man, that's the one thing that is big. I know it's big here in Central Florida. And, I love it. I love everything about, the community aspect, and also the role of, trust and communication with people. I know a lot of secrets of the place where we cut hair. And the crazy thing to me is, the ethics as, the context of the barbershop as a whole, if, focuses on the professionalism, respect, as well as barber-client confidentiality. And I think a lot of people don't really understand on that point or whatever. But the one part that I love the most is that it's the community as well as the professionalism. That's what I think, the barbershop ethics, that's where we dive deep into that. And I know, Mr. Ben Graham, you've been around the barber industry like we touched on the last episode for how long?
I'm going on my 13th year now, man.
13th year.
Yeah. I've been around the block, man. It's crazy to talk about ethics in the barbershop, you know. And, the definition of ethics.
Yep.
Let's look that up.
Let's look it up right now.
Let's look that thing up, right? Because I think this is super important, man. I feel like this touches on last week when we was talking about, you remember when I was like, when I walk in a barbershop,
Yeah.
I want them to say hi. So look, ethics, moral principle that governs a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity.
Yep.
So like, moral principles that governs a person's behavior. So ethics is, to me, when I look at that, it's kind of like what you live by, right? So it's like first nature for me, man. When someone comes inside, like I always want to say hi, right? But then it's like, what I've learned is that a barbershop, you said community.
Yeah.
When you come into a community, you want to feel welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like, man, one of the first things I want to do when you come in here is make you feel welcome. If don't nobody else make you feel welcome, I want to make you feel welcome. You know what I mean? Because I feel like once you feel welcome, you're willing to do whatever it is I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? That may sound crazy, but it's just like, if I ask you to sit down, you're going to sit down. If you don't feel welcome and I ask you to sit down, you're just going to look at me.
No, I agree 100% with that. And I think also the ethics does dive into the professionalism aspect.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people don't understand that in our industry, the professionalism goes a long way. So many people want to have this idea of the homeboy hangout when it comes to barbershops, and that's the one thing I don't understand. So you jeopardize your ethics and morals, or the way that you want people to quote-unquote perceive you. But the way that I hang out with my homeboys versus the way that I am being professional are two totally different things.
Way different.
And also, for me, it goes into, coming from a structural background from many professions that I've had before, being a barber, it was always that one thing that we had a code of conduct or some type of ethical system set up to where that if you operated outside of this, essentially you get fired. You get fired. And I think a lot of people, when it goes into the barber industry, they don't want to focus on the professionalism. So, it's like I always talk about with you in the shop, when a barber is new to the industry, they think it's a free-for-all. Yeah. I am my own boss. Well, where does that lack the professionalism or the respect, as well as these are your clients at the end of the day? You know what I mean? So if you don't show up for your clients, who are you showing up for?
Not even yourself.
Not even yourself. And this is one thing with, 2024, the ethical standards, it includes the exclusivity, diversity, and also mental health awareness.
That was
and
a big word, dog.
Exclusivity?
Exclusivity.
Exclusivity. That was an SAT word right there.
Yeah, boy.
You like that?
Yeah, I did. You say SAT. I say FCAT.
FCAT. See, we old. So we take it back. Okay, growing up in Central Florida, growing up in Florida, period. We're old when it comes to that. But like I said, it's the exclusivity aspect. So if you don't have a code of conduct or some type of ethical system set up in your shop, or just for yourself as being a regular barber,
Yeah.
how can you sit here and give someone an exclusive service or exclusive experience? Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, it's crazy you said that, man, because I feel like professionalism. I think a lot of barbers get in this game and think that they modern day selling dope.
Modern day selling dope.
Yeah, you know, I can just get in there and just shake and bake how I want to. You know? But the reality of it is this: the clientele that pays you the money comes at a specific time, and they want it when they want it, how they want it. You know what I mean? So like, I got a guy. I see him like every 2 weeks around like 3:30. He wants to even all around. He wants like not like chin straps, but his beard's a little bit thicker than the chin strap. But he
Yeah.
want to keep it thick. Just trim the stragglers and shave my face and shave my neck. You know what I'm saying? I already know what he want. But here's the thing: this man is a businessman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what he's looking for is, one, I come in, I'm cleanly dressed. You know, I'm punctual with my time. So that means if I'm going to be late, I'm going to say something.
And does this fall under the professionalism?
The professionalism. You
And
know,
why is that?
Well, here's the thing, man. If you walk into the bank,
Yep.
you expecting a certain kind of service, right?
I agree.
You're not expecting to walk in there and everybody just doing their own thing, you know what I'm saying? One of the tellers got their homegirl there, you know, other one on the phone, you feel me? And they just look at you like, oh, I got you.
I walked into Popeyes like that one time. Like, I'm not even joking.
How
I
long
remember
was
you
you
made
in
the joke about Sazon one time, and I started laughing because I was like, okay, I get that, but I'm sorry. I walked into Popeyes one time, right?
Yeah.
Hear me out. Walked in there. I said, can I get, 2-piece, whatever the case is. I forgot what I was ordering at the time. The girl was literally on the phone behind the counter with her homegirl standing there FaceTiming. And I'm saying to myself, like, I'm being punked right now.
Yeah.
I got to be being punked right now because this makes absolutely no sense. And you know me well enough to know that I'm a stickler on being professional. And I'm like, how does this make any sense at all, point blank period, for y'all to be doing this right now and nobody is getting in trouble? So then I look at the manager, and the manager is walking by, and I'm not even joking. She's walking by with her bonnet halfway on her head.
Oh, she just woke up.
I can't take you serious, or I can't take anybody else in here serious if you're dressed like this and you're not setting the example.
Bro, check this out, right?
Like, I don't understand that, bro.
You know one of my favorite places. I got two of them.
Two of them.
It's La Granja,
Yeah.
La Granja,
La Granja.
and Chipotle.
Y'all need to reach out to us.
Hey, listen, La Granja. Hey, Chipotle. First and foremost, you know y'all hold a special place in my heart. Now,
In a special space on that spoon.
come on now.
Because y'all don't fill up the meat on the spoon. Pause.
Pause. Oh, pause. You feel me? But
I don't know why I did that. I just felt like I needed to do that right now.
it worked. You know
It
what
works.
I'm
My
saying?
bad. Go ahead.
So now let's think about this. Let's talk. We talking about ethics. We talking about professionalism.
Professionalism and ethics.
You know why I use Chipotle?
Why?
When you walk in Chipotle, they got them like, not for nothing, they got them like robots in there.
I agree 100%.
Everybody be like,
And this is
hi,
any
welcome to
Chipotle
Chipotle.
that you go to. Like,
Any
not even
Chipotle,
joking.
they
Any
all
Chipotle.
operate simultaneously the same.
Yes.
You walk in, hi, welcome to Chipotle.
I agree.
Everybody's eager to talk to you. They got
Yeah.
a good attitude. Even if they're having a bad day, you could see in their face they having a bad day.
I
But
agree.
They still singing to you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hi, welcome to Chipotle. What would you like? And I would say Chipotle and Chick-fil-A.
Burrito, please.
Yeah, I want a bowl, please, and I switched it up, guys. I don't do the rice at the bottom anymore. I do the lettuce at the bottom. We're trying to eat more healthier in these these
Okay.
days. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
All right. I see what you're doing over
But
there.
but I like to use Chipotle
Mhm.
and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Those are two places that no matter where you go, when you walk in there, dog, you're going to get the exact same service, the exact same politeness, the exact same everything.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know that it's their business marketing plan or whatever,
Mhm.
but it's like when you walk in, man, it's like, I'm not saying in the barbershop be like Chipotle,
Yeah.
but like be like Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like be up in there, be personable, man. And a lot of times, I think in just being personable with people, because here's the thing, my grandma always say, do unto others as you want done unto you.
I agree.
So now when you walk in, why would I not treat you how I want to be treated?
It's like when everybody walk into the shop, first thing I do is say hello. I say hello to everybody. When they leave, I say, I'll see you next time. Now, it's subconsciously, for me, is one of those things to where it puts in their head that they already know that they need to book another appointment. But I like it for the barbershop as a whole because it forces people, and I would say specifically the barbers in the shop, to make sure that they have a conversation with their client and they're going to see him next time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that when it even goes into the ethical aspect of it. It's not, yo, I'll see you when I see you. It's more of, this is a whole personable experience. We just had 30 to 45 minutes, almost an hour, hour and a half with each other. Like, you done told me, again, barber-client confidentiality, everything that you have done for the week, good and bad. And there's no judgment. So from an ethical standpoint, it's just small little things of, yo, I'll see you next time. We continue the conversation.
I'm going to see you later, bro. Be safe. Like my client earlier, he told me he finna go to, he coming up on his 20th year college anniversary. So he graduated 04. So he's still cool with a lot of the people that he graduated with.
From college.
Yeah, little friend group, you know.
Yeah.
So them boys going to, I think he said North Carolina this weekend because Tennessee played. I think they played North Carolina. So the Tennessee got a game this weekend. They finna go to the game. You know what I'm saying? They finna chill. They finna wild out. He was telling me a little. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was telling me a little bit about his wife.
Okay.
And where she's at right now. And see, these are all mental notes that I'm taking. You feel me? So now when he come back, first thing I'm going to ask him, bro, how was the trip?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's the funny thing about this client. He has another barber. He only comes to me because of the conversation. He don't have hair. He has a beard. So he came today to get his beard done. You know what I did for
What's
shits
that?
and giggles? I shaved his head.
So I have a question.
What's up?
Are you barber 1 or barber 2?
Boy.
Yeah, are you barber 1 or barber 2?
I'm going to just say this,
Yeah.
dog. When I lean the back, pause, so I can do his beard, pause. You feel me? Yeah, you know. I
had to do that again, I'm sorry.
I get it. You know, when I leaned him back to do his beard, pause, our conversation was popping. Our conversation was popping so good.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm doing his beard, he talking. And here's the thing. I know this conversation going so good, I gotta be David Blaine. He talking, I'm gonna still get this beard exactly the way he wanted. And he know, because you gonna say something, get excited, and you gonna add, and I'm like, oh, okay. But here's the thing, the professionalism in me, I'm gonna keep that conversation going because one, I see in his face that there's passion in that. So I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
You know I'm doing your beard, so when it comes to those crucial points, you're gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like you have a sense of what's going on right now. But the whole thing is, it's just like you ask me a question, you say, am I 1 or 2? I think today I elevated myself to 1. And it was just because of the personabilism that is that a word?
Personal. It sounds like it. We just gonna ride with it. Go ahead. I like that personabilism.
In the
if
chat,
y'all don't like that, put it in the chat.
I'm about to say, put it in the chat and correct me and tell me what the word is and leave the definition and use it in a sentence. Thank you. So,
It's a personabilism.
Personabilism. I feel like I put 2-3 words together, dog. But it sound right.
It sounds good though.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So
Keep going.
it's like, I think I think because of the personalism in itself
I agree.
that I elevated to number one.
I sound like a good thing to me. Let me ask you this question though, because we're gonna go on to the next topic right here.
Okay.
Ethical challenges in modern barbershops. Because when you just said that, what he was telling you about his personal life, right?
Yes.
In the sense of what he's doing, his wife doing, maybe the kids are doing soccer, football, whatever, etc.
Yep.
Do you think when it comes to like exploring issues or any things like that, or are there any boundaries setting? Or is there like anything that's off topic, like a sensitive topic, while maintaining the professionalism as
Yeah.
well? Is there like anything that you personally, because I'm going to go into it on mine, where I always talk about, and I think it's a general universal rule, but I think it's like an ethical thing that so many people, and you and I have both seen this because we both worked in the same shop before at some point in time, and how those lines get crossed and those lines get really blurred.
Yeah.
So what is your take on that? Because for me, I'll give you it in a second. Go ahead.
Well, okay, last episode, episode one podcast,
Episode
the
one.
Grooming Chair,
Episode one.
which you can find on all platforms.
Episode one.
Yo,
That's the
shout out,
DJ in me right there.
Shout out to Mark Zuckerberg,
What?
the dude from Facebook,
Why we shouting out him?
because I think he'll beat Elon Musk in a fight. And I'm
What,
just
in a
saying,
boxing match?
Yeah, in a boxing
I'm
match.
not gonna lie, I think so too.
I think
I think, not trying to be funny, Facebook man,
yeah.
like he's slimmer, and I think he got more win than Elon Musk.
Yeah, but see, when they was finna fight, Mark, you got hurt. And I want you to come back so you can avenge that.
Elon will bring out his clone though.
Oh,
I said it.
I forgot all about that. You think he cloned Gucci Man too?
I think Gucci Man got cloned
By Elon Musk?
by the powers that be.
Yo, what was I finna say, dog?
The ethical challenges in a modern barbershop. Explore what the boundaries are.
Okay,
like
all
what,
right.
what is off off topic, what is on topic, what can be talked about, what can't be talked about. What is your take on that?
I'm not gonna lie, dog.
Gucci Man.
Gucci, hey, but we
You
wouldn't.
got me following along too. That's the funny part.
That's why I had to reel it back in, dog. Cause I'm like, look, we'll go over there if you want to. All right, so check it. Shout out to Gucci Man.
Gucci Man.
He just signed little dude from Arkansas. Check it. So, okay, when you walk in, last week we talked about safe space. Now, here's the thing about this being a safe space. I'm not gonna restrict you on your conversation in my chair,
Yeah.
but I think you understand respect, right? Because I'm not gonna tell you that you're being disrespectful. You're gonna see it on my demeanor.
Yeah.
And that's your first, like, okay, maybe I'm being disrespectful, or maybe he didn't like that. Let me chill out, right? Now, in my chair, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, right? And if you want to come in and you want to vent, we can go ahead, because I understand that I have to leave my bullshit at the door. So I'm coming in empty-minded. I'm just ready for whatever. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
And I want to thank our alma mater, Paul Mitchell.
Okay.
Because they taught us that you leave the bullshit at the door,
Take it at the door.
and you
Literally.
when your client comes in and they sit in your chair, it is now an experience, and they pay for the experience with you.
I agree.
So right now, in knowing that, that's the first way that I'm moving. Secondly, in knowing that this is an experience that I must create for you, how can I say that this is off limits or this is off limits?
Yeah.
But you're not finna run up in Disney talking about oh yeah, I'm on OnlyFans and I'm doing this, that, and the third. You're not gonna do that.
What?
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that, right? You're gonna go up in Disney and you're gonna respect Disney.
Yes.
Right? So the thing is, when you walk in a district grooming, we already have boundaries set. It's invisible boundaries.
Invisible boundaries.
You feel it when you walk in. We're not finna play with you like that. But at the same time, you finna get a great experience and a great haircut. And this is gonna go however you want it to go.
Yes.
And literally, I feel in my chair, the client dictates how they want this to go.
Yeah.
Right? Because here's the thing. The way my mind operates, and I realize this in regular life now. The way my mind operates, and I always tell people, I say, dog, I'm a barber. My mind, I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yes.
I can forget this in the next 30 minutes and move on.
And literally don't even think about it for the rest of the day.
You dig? Because I remember when I first got in the game, dog, you know, you give that bad haircut and you dwell on that thing all day.
Yes.
Now we know how to regurgitate things.
Yes.
I agree. Or swallow it and spit it out.
Yeah.
Pause. You dig? Swallow it and spit it out. You dig? Because it's like,
Pause.
it's like my man Mel used to say, dog. You gotta be able to take the meat with the bones. You feel me? So now it's like when you come in here, man, I really want you, especially if you came in here you came in here and your mind is not there, because I can see it. Like, one of the things about us, and we're gonna touch on that, is our mental health is in a certain place. I can see where you at when you walk in.
Yeah.
Right? So my job is to, like, remove you from that space. You know, a good haircut can change a lot, you know. So
I agree.
it's like, my boundaries has got to be, like, wide open when you come in here, because it's like my job is to make you feel better, you know. So it's like those boundaries. That's why when you come in, you got to understand where those boundaries are at, so you don't cross them. You know, because you got to think, coming in and getting a haircut by a barber, sometimes it's like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Until you find that one.
Until you find that one, dog.
Yeah.
And imagine you new to an area and you moved into the wrong area, and now the barbershops in your area are the wrong barbershops. How many hits are you going to take before you get that right one?
I agree.
So, you know, I think about that, man. I think about that because, especially when I got in the game, and I know I'm long-winded on this one. When I got in the game, one of the things that I did was, before I chose the barbershop that I would actually like, I went to a lot of different barbershops, and I would go in them,
Yeah.
and I would sit down. I would walk in, so now I'm watching how you greet me. I would sit down, right? So I watched how you greet me. I would sit down, and then I'm looking, right? So now I'm paying attention to how you cut hair. Remember, I didn't went and got my license already, so now I'm paying attention to how you cut hair. I'm paying attention to everything you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So now this all going back to ethics, professionalism, culture, everything. Me just coming into that barbershop and sitting down and paying attention,
Yeah.
I can see all of that.
I
you
agree.
know? And that's a great way for me to figure out how I'm going to choose my barbershop. One thing I like about Kendall, what he said was, he comes in here, when anybody comes in or they walk out, it's a high and buy. High and buy.
No matter what.
And I watch him.
No matter what. Sometimes so many people, it does get draining sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit there
I
and
watch
say that
it,
it doesn't.
especially if it's a busy day.
I literally,
Bye, hi.
I say hi and bye to everybody that comes in, whether they are 5 years old or 65 years old.
Yeah.
I don't like when people don't say it back to me.
Or
So,
acknowledge you or look at you.
I low-key get offended by it every single time, but it's that goldfish mentality. I can't let those 2 to 3 people that messed up my day for not having manners, because essentially that's what it is. They don't have any manners.
Yeah.
So if they don't have any manners, I can't get mad at them for not having any manners. That's stupid. I guess it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would I sit here and get myself upset over that?
Yeah.
No. But then again, like you say, it is the ethics and the professionalism that we possess here,
Yeah.
that when it goes into the modern barbershop or barbershops around the world, or for that matter, it's one of those things to where how many barbershops are doing that? That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
So many barbers want to charge, $50 a haircut. Let's just say that's the new thing that's been trending lately. $50 plus, $100 plus, or whatever. Then you got regular consumer people that are getting mad over it. But if you are charging $50 for a haircut, where's
Everything's gotta
everything
match.
coming up behind it? You know? And so this is where so many people will say, well, your prices aren't $50. And I sit there and say, well, you sleep on your mom's couch as well. Sorry, that was a low blow.
That was a low blow, but it was deserving. It was deserving. Because here's the thing, man. Dog,
Sorry.
what I don't like, what I don't like about the world is your ethics are piss poor, because you look at me.
Choose to be that way.
You look at me being that I'm a barber, and you look at me like I ain't shit. But
Yep.
at the same time, here's the thing. You look at me like I ain't shit because probably why you go to the salon to get your hair cut because you want some girls throwing their bosoms in your face, right?
Because it's what it is. Most of the time, it's partly that. I'm not gonna say that
Yeah.
it isn't. But the second thing is, so many people, especially so many men in the modern day age, they don't know and understand that it's okay to be a man around other men.
Yeah.
I gotta be a man. I gotta be this. But then it's our place as barbers to show them that it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you say, create a safe space, and that's a great thing. But do you know how many times that doesn't happen? Because we know, we see it. The guy walks in, puffing his chest out. First thing he want to say is, "Who's the best barber in here?"
And that's
it's
the
like,
wrong thing to say coming in a barbershop.
so from an ethical standpoint, it's more of, oh, you can have a seat and we'll be with you, but who's the best barber in here? Like, not trying to be
And
funny
can you
or whatever,
cut my hair?
but you got 3 pieces of hair on the top of your head. I'm sorry. Like, how much?
And
what we-
and a patchy beard.
if you really want us to say what we want to say, we can say it, but we're professionals here. At least at this shop.
Yeah,
So,
you need the Michael
you know,
Jordan.
like and just leave the eyebrows.
And just leave the eyebrow.
Whatever. Don't come in here with that foolishness trying to tell us what to do and all this other stuff. Of course, we are professional. We're going to maintain the professionalism.
Here's the thing, dog. Just when you said that, telling us what to do.
Yes.
I don't even think it's that, dog. People come in here, and I think I don't know if people will perceive it as that, but I think it's a form of like disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever had somebody come here and be like, "Oh, can you cut my hair?"
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, what makes your hair different than everybody else's?
Yes.
Only thing is that I gotta utilize my technique more on yours.
So do you see that? Okay, so you say that right there.
Yeah.
Disrespect. I had a conversation with somebody one time or whatever, and I want to go take a picture with my phone of them. And it equates to disrespect, but it doesn't equate to disrespect. Or at least I didn't take it as disrespect. But then I said, you know what? That's a good thing. This is something that I'm going to implement moving forward.
Yeah.
Went to go take a picture, social media and all this other stuff. Dude was like, no, I don't want you to take a picture of me. You didn't ask me to take a picture of me because it's transformation and all this other stuff or whatever. You need my consent to use my photo and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude started snapping on me. So I almost put him in a headlock and hit him with that cross-faced chicken wing like Bob Backlund back in the day.
Ooh, I remember that thing, boy.
But see, I'm an ethical guy.
Come on.
Professionalism
You got
at
morals.
best.
You got morals.
District Grooming Company representer.
Come on, head in charge.
So I said, my bad. But
Let me ask
saying
you a
that-
question, dog.
Go ahead.
You had to stand down
Yes.
9 to 5, 5 to 9. 5 to
Are we
9.
talking about my height right now?
No, brother.
Because I was 6'3" that day.
Yeah, no, brother.
Just to be honest with you, I was like 6'3", pushing 6'5". If you really
Yeah,
want the
no. We talking about time. So
Time.
think about it. 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What is that? Regular work hour.
truth. Agreed.
What is 5 to 9? When you gonna go chill
Agreed.
and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5 to 9 Tahoe
Mm-hmm.
is very different from 9 to 5 Tahoe.
This is true.
You dig?
This is true.
So now, what type of restraint did you have? Because I know it was within the confines of 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that restraint come from?
Well, it came from, prior experiences working at other barbershops. And I say that from an ethical standpoint.
Yes, sir.
I think that I've been in other situations where there wasn't a lot of structure.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it was a free for all in certain instances. So whatever went, you kind of made it up as you went along, and you was winging it most of the time. So here where we're at, we use a handbook, because that is definitely a structural aspect, is a structural item, but it also is a standpoint of where the do's and don'ts are.
Yeah.
So I knew that as the shop owner, I can't operate outside of those lines either.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that 5 to 9 Tahoe wanted to come out, I had to be Mr. Kendall Lance at that day. due to the area, especially where we're at, and the professionalism that we're known for here in this area. Like I said, it's even boundaries and things that aren't set. I'm not gonna let another man disrespect me in any kind of way, but I also know when to stand down when I need to as well.
Let me ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
I feel like this is turning into an interview. Being that you are HNIC, do you feel like? All right, I'm gonna just let it roll off my tongue. Do you feel like you gotta be professional in a certain way to set an example? And two-part question: does it ever like? Cause I watch you. Like you one of my best friends in the whole wide world, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
so
you.
It's like,
I appreciate that.
you know what I'm talking about? So it's like, my nigga, I watch you, right? And I can look at you, and I can word for word is what this nigga saying. So I can see when 5 to 9 is coming. But then I watch you reel it in, and then you go back to 9 to 5. How do you do that? And why? Why? What is the significance behind doing it? Because my thing is as a regular black man, dog, if somebody disrespect me, then I feel like I need to say something. I need to acknowledge that you disrespect me. But you do it in a way like, and granted, I know the answer. You have other people that you have to look after and take care of, but then at the same time you got to set the example. But where does that come from? Because the thing is, in our game, and we was talking about it earlier, in our game, right, people come in and they think that this is a free for all. They think they can be the hottest dope boy on the block, so they don't possess that restraint. Why do you have that restraint? And why is it important to have that restraint?
The easiest answer, I would say, in order to be great, you have to be great. And I think that so many people don't understand that concept and mindset. You will be put into positions, and whatever higher power that you as a barber believe in, I always feel as though this is a test to get to the next level. So I know that with this test getting to the next level, once I pass this test, I will be more equipped for once that greatness comes. Setting the example is, I told y'all this from day one, and you've known me for 10 years or so. I'm not going to do anything that, I'm not going to have you do anything that I wouldn't do. And I think so many people and barbers don't understand that and or see that leadership aspect, because they have barbershop owners that aren't in the shop, aren't around the shop, aren't doing anything with the shop, but they own the shop. So when they come in the shop, they start barking orders. Again, the moment that I say something to another barber, it's coming from a place of factual aspect. Hey, you haven't taken out the garbage in 2 weeks. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. We can roll the cameras back. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I need to take the garbage out this weekend.
No.
I ain't never take it out.
So this is where I don't have a problem doing this, because I know if it's running as a well-oiled machine, it has to run as a well-oiled machine.
You as a Leo, I think you understand this statement. I want you to kind of elaborate on that.
Okay.
I don't care about your feelings.
I don't. Because facts and feelings. Facts are facts. Feelings are feelings. Feelings is an emotional thing that you have in your heart, your stomach, your elbow, your knee.
Especially the elbow.
100%. Yeah, you got your funny bone there. So if you have a factual thing, if you say 1 + 1, it is 2.
I said 6.
There's no other way to say it. But it's funny that you bring that up, because I'm reading this book lately. It's called Surrounded by Idiots. It's by Thomas Erickson. No shameless plug on that. It's actually a good book, and it breaks down the 4 characteristics of people. You got red, blue, green, and yellow people. And I'm starting to see more and more of what my characteristics fall under, which I'm all over the spectrum, because I know that there are certain things that I'm very detail oriented on, And if it doesn't go that way, I get irritated. But I also know there's certain things that I have to pull back on to where it's okay, just let it play out. And it also goes into, like you said earlier, why do I do these things for, the shop or whatever? Because it's a representation. When I go out into the world or I go out into our bubble or the community, I'm the one that's more than likely talking to people about District Grooming Company.
Yeah.
So it has to be a direct representation of when they come in, they see the diverse clientele that we have, the services that we have, and also the, awareness of cultural differences of hair types and all this other stuff. So I get asked all the time, well, why don't you cut hair in this certain area? Why don't you do this in this certain area? And I say, well, all money is green, number one. The second thing is, why would I limit myself to sit here and be that way? So if any barber that comes into working at our shop, they have to be able to cut all textures of hair.
Everybody.
That's from day one. If they literally say, hey, I can't do this, but I'm willing to work on it,
Hey.
different conversation.
Yeah.
But if you've told me that, oh, I don't cut,
I
straight
just cut
hair,
black people.
I cut only white people or straight hair or curly hair, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but this isn't the shop for you. And so, as a direct representation of the brand District Grooming Company, I have to be that way.
Yeah.
I have to. There's no other choice. There's no other option, because when the plan was set, it wasn't set by me. It was set by the higher power that I believe in.
Yeah. Now, all right. So now elaborating off of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since we over here on the ethicalness, right?
That's
What-
another word that we need to look up.
Yeah,
Give me
we-
a second.
hey,
Ethicalness.
Chat, because we need y'all help with this stuff. Like
Ethicalness.
all the words that
We're
y'all see
barbers.
us
We're not spelling bee champions
Yeah,
over
we-
here.
we
We're
not.
not grammatically correct.
at all. So when y'all see us use a word that we're not supposed to be using,
Ethicalness.
ethicalness,
What was the other one? Ambidextrous? No, it wasn't.
personabilism.
Personable. Did you write it down?
No, I'm remembering it. You see my face like personabilism.
Oh my gosh.
All right, what was I gonna say? Cause I'm 1900s. I don't have the memory of an elephant anymore. I got the memory of a turtle. Goldfish. So, okay. Oh, there it is. I got notes. Establishing ethical guidelines.
Ethical guidelines.
Now, in my mind, right, I know how we rock. I know how we move.
Mm-hmm.
How did you put that in guidelines so that people can understand the way that you want the shop to move?
Simple. I wanted the planning stages of District Grooming Company.
Yes, sir.
I wanted a shop where I knew it was going to be fair.
Yeah.
I knew that if any barber that came into the shop, they want to have a clean environment. They want to have,
Yeah.
a decent area to at least work in.
Aesthetics.
So when it goes into the aesthetics wise as well, I didn't want bright lights. I didn't want, loud music playing.
Man, I'm glad you talking about that, because I always think about that. I'm like, why the fuck? I'm sorry. Why do you choose yellow to bounce off that white for then us to turn on the whites?
You want to hear the science behind it?
But keep going where you was going, but just add that in there. Yeah.
So
I think we all want to hear it.
I wanted that because when you walk in,
let us into your mind.
when you walk in the District Grooming Company, everything has a place and a point. The menu is legitimately 20 steps in the shop. You have to walk in and greet somebody. There is a barber that is standing right next to the menu. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when you do have a conversation with a barber and he says to you, if you have any questions, just let us know. 95% of the time, people don't know I'm the owner. And I don't even sit where the owner should be at. I sit in the front of the shop. You know why?
I feel like I'm in the owner chair.
Because I want to make sure everybody gets greeted no matter what the situation is. I want to make sure everybody is having a conversation no matter what the situation is. So then when it goes into them getting a haircut. That's a whole different ballgame. The barber blesses them, et cetera, et cetera. We know how that goes. So now you go into the lighting aspect. When the client is leaned back for a hot towel shave, what's the first thing they do? They look up,
They
right?
look that right at you.
So if you're looking up and you see the ceiling has, hair dust on it, which
Nope.
don't really see it.
Nope.
So these are things when it goes into cleanliness. These are things when it goes into ethical guidelines.
Yeah.
So they sit back and stare at the ceiling. Now they're looking at the ceiling like, oh my God, this is a clean ceiling. Most barbershops aren't like that.
Clean
But
ceiling, clean bathroom.
Second thing is, you got the lighting. The lighting is a warm lighting. What does that do? Relax. Does it bounce off the white walls specifically? Yes, but that's when if you know anything about lighting or whatever, it illuminates the area just enough. So now we use our ring lights to focus more on the hair. Now it's almost like a spotlight. It gives them to feel like they're the only person in the room and the only person that matters. Yeah, they could be having a conversation with the barber next to them. They could be doing all this other stuff. 9 times out of 10, they're what? Relaxed. Barber-client confidentiality. They're talking about some stuff that legitimately they need to get off their chest.
Yeah.
So if you go into an ethical standpoint and have this mindset of doing things for a reason and doing things for a purpose, you will never fall short. So many people, so many barbershops, so many barbers want to have a place to hang out. That's perfectly fine. I love that idea. But the definition and the motto for District Grooming Company is what? Clean cut, straight shaves, and good vibes.
I don't get paid for you hanging out.
No.
You don't go to the urgent care and hang out.
I agree.
You're not going to Bank of America to hang out.
No.
You ain't going to Chick-fil-A.
No.
Tahoe, if you was the manager, if you was the owner of Chick-fil-A, I still can't come hang out with you.
No. You could buy a chicken sandwich.
And guess what I'm going to do?
Put some sazon on it?
No. Yeah. I'm going to bring my own, too. Hey, listen. Sazon, reach out. Because we going to take Sazon
We're
and
going to take it to the next level.
We going up there, dog.
First episode, I don't understand. So many people
Dog, that's
have
what-
literally
Cleaned on.
been talking about bending the sazon.
Sazon.
This man put it on pork chops, chuletas. He put it on chicken,
Come on.
pollo.
Come on.
He put it on beef,
Come on.
carne. He put it on everything.
Potatoes.
I seen him put it on oodles and noodles one time.
Dog, and it was so good.
Ramen noodles.
And you know what?
Out
Here's
the
the
pack.
thing. When you put it on
The
the oodles, the
plastic
noodles,
ones.
it changes the color. So now the color.
Boy was eating it with chopsticks. He live in the hood. He was eating it with chopsticks. You know hood guys don't. You know?
And I don't even know how to use them. I roll up a piece of paper and I fold it halfway and I put it in between. And I put a rubber band around the top and then I can use them. Oh, hack. Let's get back to what we was talking about.
So the lighting, that's why enter my mind on this. You got warm lighting, amber lighting. You can Google this stuff. This is stuff that, for me personally, when I opened up the shop, before I opened up the shop, I did 1.5 years worth of research before I even opened up the shop. I was working at another shop before I opened District Grooming Company, doing the same thing that the owner was doing.
Yeah.
Only thing I wasn't doing was what? Paying the bills?
Yeah.
Everything that he was doing when it come to fixing things, I was the guy, I know a guy, helping him out. Went about it that way because I knew at some point in time, in order to be great, you're going to have to be great. So I never wanted anyone to ever come into our shop, District Grooming Company, and say, oh, it's that kind of barbershop. Every time they come into the shop is, oh my God, this is a really nice barbershop. And that's what I love to hear.
You know, it's so crazy. You was sitting in the back today, but we had a barber come in today, and he expressed all of his discernments.
Quarrels and qualms.
Yeah, with everything that was going on. And of course, you know, we've been in the game for so long, so he starts saying names, and I'm like, I know them. But here's the thing. It's crazy because when you go around, there's so more
representations.
No, there's so more disgruntled barbers.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like, you don't go. All right, you started working at a barbershop, and then that barber, the barbershops you work at, the owner don't even cut hair. And when he don't care no more, he gonna sell the shop, and then the owner gonna come in and have his own ways of doing things. And now you stuck in the caught up, right? The thing is like a lot of times people go out here and they work at barbershops, man, and you're not going to a barbershop where the owner actually cares,
Yes.
right? Because here's the thing. You go to a barbershop, and here's for those of y'all that want to just open up barbershops and don't want to ever be a barber. Let me give you some game. I'm going to give you the game right now. You ready?
Go ahead.
You go to the barbershop, you open up the barbershop, so you may have the credit to get the space and build it out. But then you want 10 barbers. You're going to put the 10 barbers in there, and you're going to make everybody pay $225, $250, right? So now 10 barbers at $200. 10 barbers at $200, you making $2,000 a week. You making $2,000 a week. Your bills for the month is probably $3,000. So
more.
you, well,
More.
just hear me out. Just hear me out, right? Okay, well, four. Your bills is four.
Yep.
Right? So you make $2,000 a week. 2 weeks, you pay off your bills. Other 2 weeks, you banking off your $2,000. If you in the shop and you cutting hair, you got free booth rent. So now your money's free. Everybody that come in here and you cut, that's free because everybody else is paying for the shop, right? So now that's the lick. It's such a scheme. That's why you get those barbershops where motherfuckers want to have 15 chairs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
You lose
Thi-
quality.
This shop right here, we got 7 chairs. It's just enough.
Yep. You lose quality in it because it even goes into the next thing, the best practices and future direction when it goes into barbershops. Right now, the barber game is changing. So many people and so many barbers, like you mentioned,
It's
the
been
barber
saturated.
that came in earlier. He's a disgruntled barber based on his experience. And I personally didn't hear the conversation, so I can't really speak on what happened. But just hearing from that standpoint, you have a barbershop with 15 different barbers in it. That's the old school way of going about it.
Yeah.
So now you have more barbershops that have 5 to 8 barbers in there, and they also have a booming situation, right? Everybody is being accountable.
Yeah.
They already have some type of code of conduct or ethics have been created, right?
Yeah.
As well as
They mesh
staff
well.
training.
They mesh well, yeah.
They mesh well.
And
this
you-
is
and
a
you- and I-
tighter knit of people.
I know you about to get into that staff training. I think one of the reasons why we mesh so well is because of the structure.
Yes.
All of that you're talking about.
100%.
You know what I
And
mean?
see, that's for me. I like structure. I think structure helps. Structure helps people stick to the plan. If there's a plan that you have, and I've disclosed this with everybody, if you ever wanted to, own a shop at some point in time, put it on the table. Let's how can we help you? Let's figure this out versus you trying to be sneaky and do it behind my back. And then what is that gonna do?
See,
Make me blackball you?
I like that because you. And here's the thing, right? My mom's a Leo. I grew up with her. Okay. You must understand this about a Leo. It is black and white.
Very little gray.
I'm gonna tell you what it is or what
Very
it
little
ain't.
gray.
I'm telling you what it is and what it ain't.
Very little gray.
You did, and here's the gray. You see where my mic's at?
Very little.
That's the gray.
Very little.
I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't. See the gray? I know it's a lot of space in between, but there's no space in between.
Yeah.
This is what it is and this is what it ain't.
No, because I just look at it from that standpoint to where it's when you have these things set up, there's actionable steps for, like I said,
Actionable.
barbershops.
You think that's a word?
That I
Chat.
think so.
Come on, chat.
Actionable.
Actionable.
Actionable chat.
Okay. Okay. We feel-
But
I hope y'all writing these words down because we're looking for the feedback. We need to know if these are words. Okay.
we need to know.
All right.
But the actionable steps that it takes to create, these code of ethics,
Yeah.
I personally, is structure. That's the first thing that a lot of barbershops do. They lack. A
You live
lot
on
of
structure, too.
barbers
Like that.
lack structure.
They lack obedience.
Let
they
me
lack.
let me ask you this question.
What's up,
Since you interviewing me, right? 2018.
You taking over my interview?
2018. I
Are you
started
taking over
Times
my
on
interview?
Main.
You take him on me?
Towns on Main, 2018.
Brother.
2018. I started Towns on Main.
Yep.
What did I tell you from day one? This is the plan.
Yeah.
District Grooming Company, 2020 when we had this conversation. 1920 when we had this conversation.
It was 20.
What did I say? This is the plan.
This is the plan.
Did I deviate from the plan from anything?
No. You've been
So
moving
now,
on it.
when it goes into the staff trainings, you know, the code of ethics, the handbook, client feedback even.
Hey,
What
come
am
on.
I sitting here saying to y'all in our meetings? Hey, listen, client said this.
Mm-hmm.
This was on Google.
You
The
always
client texts me.
You always operate off of what they said and how can we fix it.
How can we fix it? How can we get what happened? What's the issue? And what's the solution for it?
Yeah.
Because if we are all going to be great, we have to be great.
Every day.
So no matter what you're going through, I understand. Mental health is a thing. Everybody has some type of mental health issue these days, right?
Yes, sir.
But what is our job as a barber? Check it at the door.
Yeah, I'm about to say. You gotta
Because
do
we
that,
got to
bro.
listen to the client mental health that's going on. Man, I lost my job. My wife done cheated on me. My son, he done did something that he wasn't supposed to do. Blah, blah, blah. And now this person is relying on, quote, unquote, us to sit here and what? Just have a conversation.
Conversation. You know what? I'm gonna check this out, people. And I'm gonna give y'all a life hack. You gotta understand this, man. What was you saying? People,
It's just people rely on us just to have these conversations, bro.
you know what the crazy part about it is? It's like you gotta come in. We gotta leave our stuff at the door.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing that I would give you guys in relationships, right? Don't put your burdens on someone else. Because the reality of it is, if I say that you're my partner,
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes I got to learn to put my stuff to the side and be there for you and listen to you,
I agree.
right? So now what you got to understand is that, and I think that we don't get this credit because us barbers, what we focus on, and I want you people in real life to understand this. You got to start focusing on how no matter what I got going on, how can I make our relationship better right now?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you sit in my chair and you're venting to me, when you leave, you want to feel filled,
I agree.
right? So now it's like, imagine if I came in and I'm at an all-time low. How can I fill you up if I'm not filled myself? And the reality of it is the way that it comes down to it is that, like, man, you got to put your feelings to the side. You got to understand, like, when you become a parent, right, you got to realize this. I got to make sure my son or my daughter is okay.
Yeah, and I think that's where it even goes into it attributes a lot of things into us as being barbers, and with the
We have feelings, bro.
the-
Y'all don't even understand.
the local community, you know, supporting initiatives and things that promote mental health and well-being, and I think that's just the future. That's just the future of barbering as a whole.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so this is why I say it goes into the ethical things or whatever. So that kind of thing is that kind of situation. Nowadays, a lot of people are doing like, you know, AI bookings and virtual consultations just to talk to their barbers. Hey, listen, I just need to book a little bit of time because, again, I was watching Amari Stoudemire. I think, not Amari Stoudemire. Why I use this man? Amon Shumpert. I think they look the same to me. I don't know why I keep on thinking these two guys. But he was mentioning in an interview that the barbers were the first therapists for him as a kid, being, you know, young dude or whatever. But that's also going from an ethical standpoint. What, like, for me, it's just that once you gain the client trust and loyalty, it's just one of those things to where that's like, you know what you have implemented ethics-wise, code of conduct-wise. That's a whole different ballgame. It's just not a guy just sitting in a chair just talking, you know, about oh man, I got messed up this weekend and blah blah blah, and that's cool. I get that part or whatever. That's have at it. I'm never doing that again because after Sunday Fun Day,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think my liver needs a break on that because that was a situation where I've never felt in my life, and I was like, why y'all still? Anyways, that's a whole nother topic of
We wasn't even out
situation.
there long, dog.
No, that's I think the part of that
Hey, shout out to everybody that we seen on Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day,
Downtown
Orlando.
You know what I mean?
I think it was what Labor Day week.
Yeah, that was actually Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
The next day was Labor Day.
The people that seen us out there, shout out to y'all because y'all recognize us in the street,
Come on.
and we ain't recognize y'all.
No,
And thank you.
no.
But
It may have been the time, but no.
it would.
No, maybe earlier. No.
But yeah, it's just just to bring this all to a close, man, because I think a lot of people they don't understand the whole power of having ethical practices or having an ethical team when it comes into that. And so
I mean, that's a big word you're using on them, though.
yeah, and
Have an ethical
to me,
team.
it's full of innovation. It's full of culture. It's full of significance.
Yes.
We are a barber. We're not less than anyone, and I
great way
think
to break
that's
it down.
where so many people
Great way to break it down.
don't understand that. You know what I mean? So even if you go in just to the overview of our culture as a whole, this 2024, this culture is growing, billion-dollar industry, and so many people are biting off of it. It's just one of those things. Even when it goes into the diversity aspect, as well as the, I'm gonna mess it up. See, exclusivity, the exclusivity of everything, and also how big mental health awareness is 100%.
One thing
For the clients.
One thing I will say this, man, because we was talking about that earlier, man, and all of y'all boys in here, y'all have y'all mental health
Certification.
Yeah. So what that means is that these guys are in here. They're trained
Yeah.
to when you got shit going on,
To listen.
you ain't gotta go see your mental health
Therapist.
counselor, your therapist. Like literally, you can come in here
I agree.
and pay for your haircut
And just have a whole conversation.
and have a whole conversation, and they're equipped to give you everything that you need. See, like, I don't think you guys understand that when we say this is a safe space, a lot of times when they go out there and you go out in this world and people want to say that this is a safe space, they're trying to say that any and everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
No, but any and everybody's welcome.
Yeah, because that goes into the client relationships again. So with the client relationships that we build here, I think that is so much more important than just anything, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because it's not. I'm not worried about your orientation or your preference.
not at all.
I'm worried about you.
I'm worried about you. I agree. And that's where it goes down to the ethics that we do have here. We make people feel comfortable just with District Grooming Company, but as in the industry as a whole, there's different barbershops that practice and preach different things. It's here we're welcoming for that matter. Yeah. But I don't have anything else to say on this, Mr. Ben Graham.
Hold on.
Okay.
I think tonight here's the thing, man. I want you guys to understand one thing about this podcast. The more we go, I had a saying. The later it gets, the more blunt I get. Right? No, the more we interact, the more transparent I get. And not only is that with me, but that's with him too. So what you guys got to get out of this conversation is that, like, it's not just about barbering, right? It's about business. We all want to feel a certain type of way when we walk into an establishment. And the reality of it is like, what are we doing to make people feel organic when they come in? I don't want you to feel this way or that way. I want you to feel like yourself when you come in. How can I help you achieve that, right? With us barbers, we don't have a manual. We don't have a rule book. It's all off instinct.
Winging it.
And a lot of times, that's what y'all got to think.
Winging it.
We're winging it.
Winging it.
When a black man like me walks into your all-white establishment, Sometimes I just want you to say hi and mean it. All right? When you sitting in my chair and you telling me about the worst things that you got going on, you want to see in my face that I have compassion. Right? But here's my thing to the world. Do unto others as you want done unto you. If you're not giving them the passion, if you're not giving them the love, if you're not showing them the respect, you can't expect for somebody to give it back. Or you can't expect for somebody to react the way you want them to react, right? See, we got to take all these things in consideration. Me as a barber, when I give you the mirror, I want you to react a certain way. So in that service, I need to do a certain thing. Some of your greatest barbers, some of your greatest stylists suck at doing hair. They suck. But you know what they do? Provide great conversation. If it's anything that I want y'all to get from this episode today, it's the power of communication. You got to learn to communicate with people. You got to learn to be able to talk to someone. So for everybody that walks out here and they be on their phone and their heads down and you have no social skills, that doesn't work. Right? So this whole episode is not about barbers or this. It's about life. You got to learn to communicate with people. Especially if you have a significant other or you have a best friend. Talk to them. If you guys sit back and communicate and you let each other talk, you'd be surprised at what you guys come across. As a barber, in my work day, I got to learn to listen to you. I got to learn to let you talk. In my personal time, do I do that? Nah. But what I had to learn was in my work day, I should maybe carry that into my personal day. See, I'm giving y'all life hacks. The reality of this episode is communication. Learn to communicate, and we'll all be great. But remember, when you're on a team, you and your team got to communicate so that y'all can be great. Because my greatness, it comes off of Kendall telling everybody hi and bye. Because if they don't feel welcome, they're not going to come back. How can I make money? I'm all the way in the back. I need Kendall to say hi and bye. You get what I'm saying? This shit's a team effort. Kendall, talk to him, dog.
Thank you for tuning in to the Grooming Chair podcast. Join us, man. Next time, we're going to continue to explore barbering and the hair culture. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Until next time, let's keep it sharp. And let's keep it on point. I got my host right here, Mr. Ben Graham. And I'm Tahoeinthemorningg.
And I'm going to stop being so emotional.
Yo,
I
check
love
us
y'all.
out.
And check this out. All social media platforms. And check out our YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
Spotify and YouTube.
Spotify. Oh, we not on Apple?
We're not on Apple yet.
I'm going to call Apple.
We're not on Apple yet.
Give
Not
us
yet.
next week, guys.
Not yet.
We'll be on Apple because I'm going to make a phone call.
Not
Because
yet.
guess what? They got to hear us. They got to hear us.
They gotta hear us.
And drop one of Clues bombs for the Grooming Chair podcast. Bum, bum, bum,